Okay, so we're back and we're getting ready to do the bathroom. And I'm going to start with a vanity sink that I found at modernbathroom.com. And I'll supply the URL in Notepad or something. Very small, if you see right here, it's elevated from the floor. Um, Relatively modern, so our bathroom's not going to be that nice, but we're going to try to make it look nice because it's pretty small. Um, the height of this thing, installed height to top of counter is approximately 30 inches, and to the top of the sink is 36 inches. So that's from the floor up. So we want to measure that off. And the cabinet size relatively is small. The width is 30 inches. The depth front to back is 20 inches. So, and the height without the sink is 20.5 inches. So let's set up all this stuff in Max. What I want to do is actually come in here and reuse some stuff. So I'm going to open this entire group. I'm going to select this bed lamp and open it, and this little thing right here, I'm going to open that, and to get to this bedside table. Alright, I'm going to shift drag out a copy. I'm going to detach that. I'm going to take this back, close that whole group. I'm going to select what we just copied and go to Layer Manager and create a new layer out of that. Call it bedrooms or bathroom set. Alright, and then we can hide the bedroom and just get on this layer right here. So in the top view, what I'm going to do is put it roughly in place and actually turn it around too. Turn it around 180 degrees. There we go. Something like that. I'm going to hit Z so I can zoom in on it. And this is the front. This is actually the side of it, even though it says the front view. So first things first, I'm going to make sure I'm zoomed in. I'm going to hit F3 so I can see what I'm doing. F4 to bring up the edges. And I'm actually going to hide the walls because we don't need them right now. So hide those and zoom in on that. Okay, so from the floor up it is 30 inches. So I'm going to get a tape measure and I'm going to type in 30 inches. Alright, we have that. I'm going to bring this up to that point. Here we go. Alright. And I'm going to open this group and take these legs and just delete them because we don't need those. Alright, the exact height of the vanity without the sink is 20.5 inches. Alright, so we'll make another one of these and we'll just go down. We'll specify the length to 20.5. Alright, and go down with it, like so. Take this and just roughly adjust those things right there. The depth is going to be 20 inches. So I'll just take this tape measure and delete it and just create a new one. We'll specify the length 20 inches this way. Reselect that, take these vertices, pull them over. Now we have that. And then the actual width of this is going to be 30 inches. So let's type in that. And we have that actually spot on, 30 inches. Alright, so that's it right there. Now what we're going to do is take our door, or our drawer, whatever, kind of put it there. And we want this to actually be roughly halfway. So I'm just going to put it about right here and make a duplicate about right there. So when we look at it, we have something that looks like that. We can probably stand to center the pivot here and bring that up a tad. There we go. Alright, I'm actually going to delete the group node off of it. actually delete that tape measure that's just sitting out there in space. Now what I'm going to do is hit F3, and then I'm going to go into where my kitchen set is and unhide that. I'm going to go over here, and with one of these drawer groups I'm going to open it and take this handle and shift drag out a copy, detach it, select the door again, close that group, and then with this new handle I'm going to go back to my bathroom layer and just click on that to add it to that layer so I can hide the kitchen set. Okay, I'm going to bring that all the way over here into the bathroom and turn that around 180 degrees. So it's nice to be able to reuse stuff that we've already done already, saving time. Okay, so let's put this roughly into place. We're going to have to scale this up a little bit. As you see, it's a little bit longer than what we have. Alright, I'm going to get this here in the middle. And the handle actually seems about the right size. It's just a little too short. So let's actually open this group up. And take this and just adjust the vertices to go a little bit further. And then move that into place. Something like that looks pretty good. Alright, then we can just come in here and select the small little cylinders that are holding the handle into place and move those into place, even those, and then close that group. F3, zoom in on it. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now what I'm going to do is duplicate that down to here. So now we have two of those. Now before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead and create this sink while we're at it. And to do that, I'm just going to wait for Max to save, and then I'm going to come in here and create a box. Something like that. Give it a little height. And you know, I'm actually going to delete that, and I'm going to create a cone instead. So let's create a cone. And give it a little bit like that. I'll bring it into place. With angle snap on, let's just do 45 degrees. Alright. You'll notice down here in perspective how this is kind of like diagonal now. And what we're going to do is go all the way over here to this little hammer icon and go to Reset Transform and Reset Selected. Now that makes it correct. So let's put this up here. We know that this is going to actually be only 6 inches tall. So let's say 6 inches in height. And I don't think it tells you what the sink is. No. But I think it's relatively square. So let's just let's go to the top view here. I'm just going to scale it to where it kind of looks right in the picture. It's a little bit less than these handles. If not, the edges actually are about even with the handles right here. So that's about what we have. Okay. And to make sure that this is actually, I'll convert this to an editable poly. And to make sure this is actually 6 inches, I'm going to take a tape measure and measure up. Let's just scale it up like so. There we go. Now we can take the tape measure and delete that. And we have the starting of our sink. I'm going to make it a gray color. Alright. And we didn't really need all of those segments right there. One cool thing about having the segments though is if we go to taper modifier, we can actually like give it a curve like this, and it won't be so you know, rectangular. and give it a little bit of a shape, which I kind of like that, so I'm going to keep that. Convert it to an editable poly. Select this top, inset it just a small bit, like that. Alright, then I'm going to extrude it down just a little bit. Click OK. And then what I'm going to do is basically just start beveling this in. About the same way all the way down. Just adjusting the outline amount as I go. And that should do it. Okay, I'm going to inset that while I'm here. Just a little bit. Click OK. Alright, so if we were to add a turbo smooth to this, you'll see that it kind of rounds it out, which is not what we want. So I'll go back to editable poly here. I'm just going to hit ring select, and I'm going to hit connect with 2, and put the pinch all the way close to the corners, about 90, let's say 95 will do. I'll do the same here. Ring select, connect, 95. Let's do that. We'll go back to turbo smooth and see what we got. Hit F4, and you see now we have our sync. Now the top's a little bit too smooth, so I'll go back here, hit F4. And we kind of want to make sure that we keep this lid, this top part right here. So I'm going to ring select that and do a connect of 2 as well. And take off that a little bit to about 75. And when I go back to turbo smooth, we now have that nice top lid part. And that's that. Okay, so that is the vanity plus the sink all ready to go. And in the next video, what we're going to do is this little faucet right here. So stay tuned.